Right, good afternoon. Second attempt to make this video. First one I ran out of space on the phone, so I had to delete a load of stuff. Yeah, in answer to a request from, I think it was Grandad's Art Space, because I've not been around for a while. And I was saying that I've been prepping and making all the arrows and stuff. And he left a comment and said it would be nice to see, you know, what's in the bug out bag. What sort of stuff you use for prepping. So I'll show you. Everybody has a slightly different idea for prepping, but basis of the thing is roughly the same. Excuse me, so I'll show you what's in, excuse me, good grief, what's in the crate here. I've got a plastic crate here with all stuff in. It's not in the rucksack because it's easier to get the stuff out of the crate and show you, rather than trying to get it out of pockets in the rucksack and stuff. But I'll show you sort of what we got for prepping, because you got to prepare for the worst. It's better to prepare for the worst and find it doesn't happen, rather than not prepare and then find something happens and the shit hits the fan and you've done nothing and you're now saying, oh, what do I do now? If you prepare and you're ready for all eventualities and it doesn't happen, well, that's great, but at least you're ready to go if it does. And I'm sure at some point it will, because of the lunatics we got running everything. I mean, honestly. Fantastic, that tea has honey in it, fantastic. Right. Tiny little book, packed full of information, should be in your box or your bag, because it may be a case that we just have to sit here or sit in your own home and sit it out, whatever happens. But in the worst case scenario, you may have to leave where you're to and head for the hills, shall we say. You've got to prepare for everything. You've got to plan for everything, just in case. So that's a good book. I recommend it. Water containers. If you end up having to live in the backwoods somewhere, you'll need some way of carrying water, storing water. So I got 3 of these. Oh, excuse me. This has a whole menagerie of stuff in it. Rabbit snares. Maybe a case you have to find your own dinner. Supermarkets and grocery stores may not be applicable. They may not be open. There could be food shortages. You don't know. We don't know. Sheep's wool, lamb's wool. Ideal for starting a fire, for tinder. Matches, windproof matches. Strikers. 2 more boxes of matches. Damn. 3 film containers full of matches. A fire starting kit. with, oh, you can see that or not, see if I can get that to show you that, flint and steel. Which I have to say works very well. Little tiny sort of briquettes for fire starting. If you're living out in the backwoods or have to run to the hills, you cannot be without fire. Fishing line, fishing floats, rubbers for set fishing floats, weights on hooks for fishing floats, razor blades, magnifying glass, another way of starting a fire, sharpening stone, a pencil, emergency torch, a biro, a tactical biro which you can use for self-defense, emergency whistle, emergency knife, and a couple of candles, all in one small container. Waterproof container. Right, what else have we got here? Tinder for starting a fire. Wood shavings. Duct tape. 101 uses for duct tape. Map for the local area. Moleskin tape. Maybe that you have to do a lot of walking and get blisters. So moleskin tape, ideal. Bolt cutters. Maybe that you have to get somewhere you ought not to be. Because if the shit hits the fan and it all goes pear-shaped, then the normal rules will not apply. So things like that may be well useful. A tarpaulin in its own stuff sack. Ideal for making temporary shelters to keep out the bad weather, the rain. Paracord goes well with the tarpaulin for securing your temporary shelter. Rabbit snares. May be the case that there's no food supply. Grocery stores, supermarkets, they may all be shut down. So you're going to have to find your own food. Rabbit snares are ideal, one way of doing it. See, you might say, oh, that sounds extreme. You've got to think in terms of extremes. because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen. You've got to be ready for it. As many eventualities as you can. See, here's a long-term goal. You don't know how bad it's going to get. Guerrilla gardening. Vegetable seeds. You don't know. You don't know how bad it's going to get. There's all sorts in there. Beetroot, broccoli, cabbage, carrot. Well, 2 types of carrot. Lettuce, leek, curly kale, cucumber, cauliflower, lettuce, onion, parsnip, turnip, Swiss chard, sweet corn, spinach, rocket, and radish. Well, radishes don't take that long to grow, do they? If you find a piece of ground out the way, scattered your radish seed. Or your lettuce seed, come to that. Poncho to keep off the rain if you're outside. Notebook, another pen. Secateurs. If you're having to live out in the sticks, because we don't know, you may be somewhere where there's a lot of brambles and stuff. I would use them also for cutting shafts for the archery bow, because we don't know. See, it might be the case where you have to sit here, sit in your own home and just sit the thing out however long it lasts, or it may be it really goes pear-shaped that you're forced out of your home and you have to go and live in the hills somewhere. You don't know. You don't know. So you've got to plan for everything. Grappling hook might come in handy. Another use for that paracord. An Israeli bandage. You might get injured. You might have an accident. So you need a, excuse me a second. You need a decent first aid kit. There's just about everything in there I can think of. Cotton wool, cotton buds. Accidents happen at the most inopportune moments. So there's no good if you're out in the sticks somewhere and you cut your hand or something, you've got no first aid kit. What are you going to do? Iodine tablets. If there's any nuclear fallout, if there's, I don't know, somebody dropped a nuclear bomb on London and the fallout got blown this way, I'm down south, it got blown this way and there's potential of fallout in the air. Take one of these every day. Helps stop you getting thyroid cancer, to protect the thyroid. I've got quite a lot of these actually. They've got quite a long date on them as well. These are March 2027. Hacksaw blades. May need to cut through something. But again, if we're living outside, we'll have to force to be outside. You may need to get to something or get somewhere where you ought not to be, should we say. So you got a hacksaw blade. Just get a piece of a branch, bend it in an arc, and you can make yourself a hacksaw. Because like I say, if the shit hits the fan and it really goes pear-shaped, normal rules won't apply. So you've got to think of number one. Do what's best for you and those around you. If you have family, I don't have family, but if you have family, you've got to do what's right for you and your family. Bugger everybody else, don't matter about anybody else, do what's right for you. My axe. If we're outside, we'll want to cut firewood, so you need an axe. Trangia stove, which runs on meths, which I've got to get some meths. If we're outside, and I would hopefully be cooking on open fire, I wouldn't be using that. I'd use the pans out of it, but I wouldn't be using the burner. But if we're sitting it out in here and they cut off the electric supply, I gotta have a way of heating some water for a hot meal or a hot drink, making a hot meal. So you got Trangia stove. Compasses. That's what do they call that? Do they call that a lensatic compass or something? I prefer this to that actually. I like that compass. It goes around your neck as well. Super glue. 101 uses. Takes up no space in your pack. Should have in your bag, super glue. Couple of mugs, stainless steel mugs. And my eating utensils. Come on, come on. There you go. Fork and spoon or knife, whichever you want to use. And they just clip back together. Should do anyway. Come on. You did it all right earlier. It's my khaki hands. There you go, there you go. I just fold them back down. That's your eating utensils. What else we got here? A Mills bag for filtering water. Get it soaking wet before you start, then fill it up, hang it up, and the water will come out and it'll take all the crap out of it, all the dirt out of it, all the bits out of it. Doesn't mean it's safe to drink once you filtered it, but it's clean. Doesn't mean it's safe to drink. If you want it safe to drink, you've got to put it on the fire or on your stove and boil it, bring it to a rolling boil for a couple of minutes. Then it's safe to drink. But this will filter out all the dirt and crap out of it. It's what the British Army use. Folding shovel, come pick, and it just breaks down. And it comes in its own pouch. Hello birdies, what are you doing? There you go, one shovel come pick. Cover for my rucksack. No bug out system should be complete without Swiss Army knife. Everybody should have a Swiss Army knife. Oh, my binoculars. More paracord. Go with the tarpaulin or that grappling hook. My washing kit for personal hygiene. A wind-up radio. See if it does work. Come on, come on. Yeah, it does work. It does work. Because there might be power outages and you want to get information as to what's going on. So, a wind-up radio. What else we got here? Another flint and steel for fire starting. So I've got infinite ways of starting a fire now with flint and steel, matches, magnifying glass. So there shouldn't be any problem whatsoever in starting a fire. Should I need to. And I've also got a couple of radios. That's a CB type radio. This one is a VHF stroke UHF type radio. It also does FM broadcast band as well, which is quite nice.
Data crunching at nature.com. And if you want to...
So that's a transmitter as well as a receiver. And to charge this, I've got which is a very small but very nifty solar panel. And you just have a USB cable, plugs in the back of that, then the other end goes into the docking station for the radio. The radio just sits in that and it'll charge on that. I had it charging earlier when the sun was out. Alright, you don't always get sun, there's days when you don't get any sun, but it's still a worthwhile thing to have. It'll charge my cellular phone as well. And of course, as you know, we have all the archery stuff, as you know. And also I bought for that little tiny radio there, bigger batteries for it. With larger capacity, because it only comes with a tiny battery. Very straightforward to change over. Just undo that. Now you've got a lot bigger battery in it, higher capacity battery, longer life. Rather than the little tiddly one it came with. Because me and some friends of mine, we want to, if at all possible, keep in contact. And needless to say, if I have to go and live in the backwoods, I've got the appropriate clothing, camouflage trousers, camouflage jacket, appropriate hat, footwear and stuff. So a fuel container for the stove there, look. So, ouch. Hopefully I've got it pretty much covered. Here's my rucksack, military spec rucksack. But don't go thinking I'm going to be humping all that stuff on my back, because I'm not. I'm not. My days of humping heavy rucksacks around are long gone. My back wouldn't stand it, my hips certainly wouldn't stand it. But I've catered for that. I've got a trolley. I've got a small trolley that'll take all that stuff, no problem. So I've tried to think of everything. I can't think there's anything that I could do with that I haven't got apart from some fuel for the stove, some mess, which I've got to look into. But other than that, hopefully I've sort of got it covered and I can rest easy. Now if the shit hits the fan, as I'm convinced it will, it's just how bad. It's just how bad. I mean, just look at the people there letting in this country now. You know, the worst of the worst you wouldn't want in this country, really. You certainly wouldn't want to bump into them down a dark alley at night, these type of people. And for me personally, it can only end in no good. It can only end in no good. I mean, look at the idiots that are running this planet now and what they're doing. I mean, that idiot that's running Israel. You know what? You know what? They've got bombs. They're bombing missiles. They're bombing Lebanon. And these missiles, the heads on these missiles, apparently they're made of depleted uranium because they go further into the ground. They don't sort of break up on impact. They drive right into the ground. Trouble is, depleted uranium, once it goes up into the atmosphere, and it's radioactive, this stuff. You work this out. I mean, these idiots, these Israelis, they're using missiles, apparently they've got asbestos in them. Deliberately got asbestos in them to try and target people. So honestly, and these people go on about the Holocaust, and here they are using missiles with depleted uranium. And whiz, you can't make it up, can you? And then you look at these tornadoes in America. You only have to look at what's on. Video size limit reached. Alright, I'll talk about that again sometime. I gotta disappear because I'm running out of space on my phone. So I hope that's give you some ideas as to what you can do, what you can bug out with. Hopefully you found it interesting. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. Gotta go because I'm running out of space. See you on the next one.